Hello. So today we're going to be talking about the reworks that are going to be hitting 17 classes, including Awakened Valkyrie, in late December of 2021. Remember that everything in this video is purely based off of my opinion, and these are the things that I feel should be looked at or reverted if possible. And we'll also talk about the good things as well. Don't forget I also stream on Twitch. I usually don't stream on a schedule, so make sure you join the Discord below so you can be notified when I go live, and enjoy the video. Alright, so this first change is probably the most important of them all. I feel that being able to left click out of your awakening block, it seems pretty small, but it's actually pretty important. It allows most Valks to start their movement rotation, because you'll disable the block with left click and then start going into an echo walk or whatever kind of movement you want to do. With the new change, when you left click while blocking, you can no longer put your block back up for 3 seconds because your block was replaced with a new skill called Vindicta. Vindicta makes it to where your block has an attack ability to it, but in PvP there's no stiffen. That being said, it's a really bad replacement for our current Sacrum Ferit first hit, which allows us to stiffen our target on hit even though it's unsafe. Personally, I feel that this skill should be reverted to the regular strong defense instead of what it currently is on Global Lab. Like you can see on screen now that whenever I use the skill and then move, I can't put my block back up right away, and it makes moving around very awkward. Either revert Vindicta to strong defense again, or change it to where Vindicta has a PvP stiffen. Otherwise the skill has no real use to be there, because those debuffs aren't really useful in PvE anyways. Let me know what you think. Alright, so here's the quick pros and cons of the new skill. We're getting a new skill in our kit, and it's a very high damaging ability. We're very comparable to Terra Sancta, but it's only able to be used out of F-jump. Only able to be used out of an F-jump. Personally, I feel the skill should have a keybind. Honestly. I feel like the skill needs a keybind, like maybe Shift-C for Awakening. It's one of the only binds that we have left that isn't being used yet, and I know that's mostly a succession keybind, but this skill should honestly have its own keybind, or allow it to be hotbarred. Either or. But it is a really good ability. I'll be talking more about some more changes they made to the F-jump itself and abilities that go into and out of it, because that is pretty important. Overall, this new ability is great for PvE. It'll help you kill single targets really quickly in PvP, and that's all I have to really say about it. It's a great ability, great addition. It just needs to be fine-tuned a bit more in terms of how we actually are able to use it. Alright, honestly, this one kinda bittersweet. So, what happened here is, when you F-jump on live servers currently, pre-rework, you use Revelation Sanctus, the flow from shift right click, which is a great ability. It allows you to extend your super armor longer. It's another SA to add into your rotation. Well, post reworks, that's not going to be a thing anymore. In replacement of having the shift R&B flow, they're combining those two skills into one, reducing the cooldown of the flow, and allowing you to use both of those in one as you cast shift R&B. But you can no longer use it from F-jump. Instead, what you use out of F-jump is the new skill. To me, that's pretty unfortunate. Personally, I did use the flow from shift R&B a lot as a super armor extender, but that's no longer an option, so I guess they're just adding more damage to our kit. Personally, I feel that this should be allowed again, honestly. I know they're trying to minimize the space that the skills take up in the awakening window, but there's plenty of room. Honestly, there's plenty of room. I feel that the skills Shift R&B and Revelation Sanctus should be separated so you can still use it after F-jump. Let me know what you think. Alright, so this one's sick. They actually changed the bound bond for F-jump into a KD. Wow, look at that. On top of that, they reduced the cooldown of the skill for every level. So instead of it being a 12-second CD at the lowest level, or the highest level, sorry, it's going to be a 9-second, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it'll be a 9-second CD. You'll see in the next clip. But that's a great change. I don't really have anything else to say about this, just thumbs up. That's good. This one is pretty cool as well. So, what we currently have on live is, if you right click while in Awakening block, you'll do the first hit of Sacrum Ferit, which is a 20% crit buff. Sick. Well, on Global Labs they changed it to be an 80% crit buff, to match our Spear crit buff. It won't give us the 20% add-on unless you put the add-on on it, which will then make it 100% equivalent to Spear. But on top of that, they also increased the movement distance. So when you actually use A or D right click now to flow into the second and third hits of Sacrum Ferit, you'll now go way further. That's right, way further. Like, you're gonna move side to side a lot further than you usually would on live currently. Overall, cool changes. It's really gonna help our PvE a lot for those who had issues keeping up the crit buff from both spears. Now that should be even less of an issue. Good change overall. Let me know what you think. This one is kind of cool too, even though it's kind of niche. Personally, I won't be using it very much, but I can see some using it quite a bit. You can now grab by pressing E. You no longer E-buff when you press E, so it might sound kind of weird when you say you're going to E-buff because it's not really E anymore. But I will say, you do need to hotbar your E-buff now. What is currently our E-buff, you need to hotbar it post reworks. Because when you grab an Awakening, or when you E an Awakening, you're going to grab instead. And the cooldown also got increased by 5 seconds. That was a universal change for all grab classes. That wasn't just a change for Valk, so everyone is getting their grab cooldown increased. Which truthfully isn't a bad thing. It's going to make the game play a little bit differently, but overall, I think this is a good change for those who like using grab out of Awakening. You can also take it off of your hotbar now, so you can replace what was once your hotbar slot for grab. You can now use your E-buff from there, so cool. And this one's also cool, so as you can see, I have my boy hitting my block. I'm getting pushed back. Post rework, that's not going to happen anymore. That's really it. Cool change, I think. I've been wanting this for a while, so it feels a little more like a solid class, kind of more like Succession Nova. Feels a little more well composed now. I don't know. Cool change overall. I like it. This one is a change that I can't really get behind. So what they did was they both combined Blitz Stab and Ultimate Blitz Stab into what seems to be one ability, but when you double cast it, they switch the CCs around. So the first hit of Blitz Stab is now a KD. The second hit is filler damage. Whereas currently what we have on live servers, pre-rework, the first hit is a knockback and the second hit is a knockdown. I kind of prefer what we have on live, just because the first hit of Blitz Stab being used for filler damage was really nice. It was very nice. That being said, I think they did tweak the damage a bit on Blitz Stab to make it quite strong compared to what it was before. But if they were to alter Blitz Stab in any way from here, I would probably say make the first hit of Blitz Stab not a CC with forward guard, and make the second hit a knockdown still. So they'd be removing a CC from our kit completely, compared to what we have on live. So I'm saying frontal guard knockdown as an actual rework versus our current knockback knockdown. I feel like that would be a better direction that would fix a lot more of what the Awakened Valk has wrong with it at the core, which is just being unsafe while either doing damage or moving. Unsafe while moving is a whole story in itself, but unsafe while doing damage, you know, with the frontal guard new skill that we recently got, Divinity Impulsa, that alleviated the issue somewhat, but I feel like first hit frontal guard and second hit knockdown on Blitz stab would be perfect. Okay, so this is the one a lot of people were really hyped for. I can see why. Adding super armor, increasing the distance, and overall reducing the cooldown. Sick. Personally, I feel like this skill will be very hard to utilize as a super armor for inexperienced Valks. Anybody with less than, I would personally say, a good pool of knowledge on the class is gonna have a hard time utilizing this because it's part of our main mobility rotation. So actually rotating this in, actually being able to get in, you know, to a fight, be an infighter with this skill, engaging, is gonna be tough. Since you're using it to move around so much and, you know, catch people or get in on people, sometimes you might not have the skill up when you expect you do, just because of how much you might move around. I don't think super armor is all that useful on the skill, personally. That's just my opinion. Once again, remember this video is all just my opinion and things I think should be changed or things I think are good. This doesn't need to be a super armor. They can keep the distance change, they can keep the cooldown reduction, but take the SA off of promptness, and maybe, like I said earlier in the video, add the shift right click flow back to F jump, aka add another CC, or no, not a CC, sorry, add another protection to our kit and take it off of promptness. Promptness is one of those abilities you use so much that you wouldn't even realize it's on cooldown when you try to use it for something where super armor would really matter. That's just the way I see it. Let me know if you guys see it the same way. As for clip related changes, that's pretty much all I have. We're just gonna blitz through the rest of the changes that we have. They're really small, and I'll say good or bad, thumbs up or thumbs down. This change is sick. Okay. All these are sick. It's gonna help a lot in PvE. I like these. I like these. Wicked. I love it. You love to see it. Alright. And as far as the reworks go, those are my thoughts on this iteration of the rework. Don't forget to check me out on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/Amouu, and join the Discord. Make sure you guys are in the Discord so you can be up to date and notified when these videos go live and when I go live on Twitch. Peace, peace.